Welcome back. This is an example of an access list. The name of this access list is ACL-inside. It's an extended access list and it has a number of permit and deny statements. Since the access list is always processed from top to bottom, the more specific entries are in top and the more generic entries are in the bottom. The most generic entries is the deny IP any, and that's the last line of the access list. If we do not specify the deny IP any, it is still there because there is an implicit deny IP any in the end of all access lists. The reason that I have explicitly stated the deny IP any statement in the access list here is because of the log statement in the end. The log means that all traffic that hits that line will be logged in the log of the firewall. So if I do not add the deny IP any in the end of the access list, it is still there but invisible, and there is no log statement on that. So I specify the access list line explicit and add the log statement to get the logs of all traffic being blocked of the access list. If we look at what is specified in the access list, we have source, we have destination, and we have protocol and ports. The sources of my access list line here are marked with green. Everything that is green in this access list is the source. The first line is an object, second and third line is an object, fourth one is any, which means any source addresses. The fifth one is a subnet, 10.0.0.0 with a net mask, any, and so on. The destination is in blue. Some lines contains destination any. One line has an object defining the destination of that line, that's line 2, object remote net. Finally, all port and protocols are defined with yellow. The most generic protocol definition is IP. IP means all IP traffic. IP is all TCP traffic, all UDP traffic, and all ICMP traffic. If you enter IP, it's the same as any, you could say, because it means any traffic, because the firewall only works with IP. The first two lines specify IP, means all traffic. A few of the lines specify TCP. That means that it matches all TCP traffic. If you look at line 3 that says TCP object mail server any equal SMTP, the EQ SMTP in the end of the line goes together with the TCP. It means that all TCP traffic that equals SMTP. The same for line 4. For line 7, you can see there is TCP any equal HTTPS, and line before TCP any equal www. That's the same. It says all TCP traffic that is equal to the destination port of 80 and 443. If I enter 80, it replaces that with www. And if I enter 443, it replaces that with HTTPS. That's a few of the common protocols and port numbers that the firewall knows about. It has an alias and it replaces the number with letters. So we have source definitions, destination definitions, and protocols. Everything must match on a line. If it comes in a traffic that is TCP and it is SMTP and it is not from the object mail server as the source, it will not match line 3. However, if there comes traffic in that is SMTP traffic and the source is from object mail server, it will match line 3. And the result of that is that line 3 and 4 goes together because line 3 says allow and permit traffic that is SMTP if the source is the mail server. Line 4 says deny all SMTP traffic. Imagine that we changed places between line 3 and 4 so that the deny TCP any equals SMTP comes before the permit TCP object mail server any equal SMTP. The line with the any would overlap totally the object mail server, and if there comes traffic from the mail server, it will hit that line instead. That's the reason that it's important to have line 3 before line 4 in this example, because line 4 is more generic and line 3 is more specific, and they both only hit on SMTP traffic, and they both match on any as a destination. So this is an example of how an access list can look like. And whenever you have mixed permit and deny statements in the access list, it's really important to have the order correct. If your access list does only contain permit statements, and you have an implicit deny IP any at the end, it really doesn't matter about the order. You can have the permit statements in any order you want. But as soon as you mix permit statements and deny statements, you need to have the order correct, with the more specific entries before the more generic entries. Extended access list can match on source, destination, protocol, and port.